The Phoenix Suns have been a team that's facing a lot of scrutiny over these past couple months, mainly attributed to two players, Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal. Now, over the offseason, the Suns were able to deal both of these players, but going into next season, people don't really have that much of an opinion on the Suns. They kind of just see them heading into NBA obscurity. But with the additions that they got from the Kevin Durant trade, I feel like the Suns are going to be a better team than everyone expects coming into next season. But before I get into that, I just ask that y'all go down and subscribe if you like my content. I post NBA content about your favorite team and cover a wide variety of topics that are covered by the sports media. So if you like that kind of content, I'd appreciate it if you give me a subscription. Anyway, let's get into the video. So, the Kevin Durant trade consisted of Kevin Durant going to the Houston Rockets for the 10th pick, Dillon Brooks and Jalen Green. Now on paper, especially seeing the playoff series against the Warriors, you would think the Suns kind of just got robbed. I mean, Kevin Durant is heading into his 37-year-old season, and he's still playing arguably to the top of his game. But I honestly think these additions are pretty valid. So getting Jalen Green, yes, he did have a bad playoff debut, but maybe this is the season that he finally shows what he can be. I mean, heading into the league, we always thought Jalen Green would kind of become like a Zach LaVine-ish player. They have the same amount of athleticism. Jalen Green has a very great scoring ability. That's one of his main attributes. But he hasn't really put it all together, and he's kind of just become this like low efficient shot chucker. But now having a guy like Devin Booker in your corner, I feel like Devin Booker would be a pretty good mentor for Jalen Green, because going into the league, Devin Booker in a sense was kind of the same player. I mean, his rookie season, he had his inefficient games here and there, but he was able to mold himself into being this efficient scorer that he is now. So I do believe Jalen Green could take some pieces from here and there from Devin Booker and become a better player from it. And I wouldn't be surprised if we finally see somewhat of a breakout season from Jalen Green. And to get on to Dillon Brooks, I mean, you kind of know what you get with him. He's a winning player. He plays great defense, solid 3-and-D guy. But even then, maybe there's another level that he could reach. I mean, there was a season where Dillon Brooks averaged 17 points per game on the Grizzlies. Or could we even see him get to the production that he's putting up in their first playoff series against the Jazz back in 2021? I mean, he was going pretty crazy that series. I think he had like a pretty good amount of games over 20 plus points per game. So if somehow Dillon Brooks is able to get into his bag with, just scoring off the dribble, because he can do that. He's shown the ability to do that if you watch him play for Team Canada, or even in that Jazz playoff series, or in Memphis when he was averaging 17 a game. That in his game, we just really haven't seen it over the past couple of seasons because he's become more of a 3-and-D kind of guy. But if Phoenix allows him to, open up his offense a little bit, since they do need a scoring punch from somebody else other than Devin Booker and Jalen Green, I think Dillon Brooks is pretty competent to fill that role. And then with the 10th pick, the Phoenix Suns selected Kaman Maluwatch, and I'm pretty high on him. I mean, he's still raw, but I think he does provide a good defensive aspect for the Phoenix Suns. Finally gives them a pretty solid center, even though despite them having a pretty solid center rotation. I mean, they have Nick Richards. I don't know what they're doing with Bol, but I think he's still on the roster. They have Osa Ighodaro. He's pretty decent. Doesn't really provide much on offense, but, he's a decent screen setter and rebounder. But yeah, I think Kaman Maluwatch just fills out. And then overall as a roster, the Suns, they're pretty alright. I mean, you have Tyus Jones off the bench. You have Ryan Dunn, their rookie from last year. He was pretty promising. And going into next year, I think he'll have a bigger offensive role. Obviously, you have Kaman Maluwatch, Nick Richards. He's a pretty solid center. I mean, if they keep Bol, he was averaging 16 and 8 for them in one stretch before Mike Budenholzer benched him for like the rest of the season. You have Grayson Allen. He led the league at three-point shooting one year. So yeah, the Suns are pretty competent. But what needs to happen in order for them, I guess, to be competitive is you need like an MVP caliber season from Devin Booker. And I do think Devin Booker's capable of that. I mean, back in 2021, there was a time where he was in the MVP conversation. And I don't know, something's telling me Devin Booker's just going to be one of those guys to watch out for the MVP conversation. Because I still do believe that he is a superstar. over these past couple seasons, his team's just been poorly constructed. Obviously, building the big three with Kevin Durant and just losing all his depth from that championship year. Things haven't really gone his way. But I still do think he's the best shooting guard in the league. I mean, you got guys like Ant and Donovan Mitchell ranked over him right now. But I still haven't forgot about Devin Booker. He's still up there with those guys. So yeah, realistically, I mean, if everything goes right, if you see production from Jalen Green, if Dylan Brooks somehow provides a scoring punch gain to like the high teens, Ryan Dunn builds from year 2, Kaman Maluwatch is one of the best rookies in the class, the Suns team could maybe be a playoff team. Realistically, I'd say they'd be like a 6th seed, probably to that 8th seed. Play-in's more realistic because the West is a stacked conference, as we all know. Worst case scenario, this Suns team's just, middle of the pack, and they're kind of just a 10th seed and kind of been where they've been at for the past 2 seasons. But I don't know, man. I feel like this Suns team, with the way they're constructed and the possible breakout from Jalen Green, from getting mentored by Devin Booker, and just having a solid roster overall, I feel like they could surprise some teams. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments about the Phoenix Suns. If they're going to be pretty good this year, fun team to watch, or if they're just going to be middle of the pack and then kind of an NBA obscurity. Let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time.